In a corner of the city where the streets were narrow and the dust never quite settled, there lived a doctor named Zainab. Her clinic was small, with peeling blue paint and a door that creaked, but inside, it smelled of lavender and hope. She spent her days mending what was broken and soothing what hurt, never asking how much a person could pay, but only how she could help. One morning, a young boy named Omar came to her door. He was clutching his side, his face pale and his shoes worn thin. Zainab knelt down to his level, her smile as warm as a summer morning. She didn't see a patient without money. She saw a child who deserved to run and play again. Zainab spent hours caring for Omar, using the last of her special cooling ointments to break his fever. When he finally fell into a peaceful sleep, she draped her own knitted shawl over him. She knew her shelves were becoming bare and her own pockets were empty, but her heart felt full of a quiet, steady light. Later that evening, an elderly woman named Fatima arrived. She had no coins to offer, only a single, sun-ripened pomegranate and a whispered prayer. "May the Almighty grant you a garden that never withers, doctor," Fatima said, her voice trembling with sincerity. Zainab accepted the fruit with a bow, cherishing the blessing more than gold. As the weeks passed, the challenges grew. The medicine cabinets were nearly empty, and the electricity flickered low. Zainab sat alone in the dim light, looking at her calloused hands. She wondered how much longer she could keep the doors open for the people who had nowhere else to go. That night, Zainab rolled out her prayer rug. She didn't ask for wealth or fame. She bowed her head and spoke to Allah in the silence of the night. "You are the healer," she whispered. "I am only your instrument. If it is your will, show me the way to keep serving those you love." The next morning, a loud knock startled her. Standing at the door was a tall man named Ammar, dressed in a traveler's cloak. He was gasping for breath, pointing toward a large wooden crate sitting on a cart outside. "A gift," he panted, "for the lady who heals with her heart." Together, they pried open the crate. Zainab's eyes filled with tears as she saw what was inside. It wasn't just medicine, it was everything she had ever dreamed of. There were rows of gleaming instruments, boxes of rare bandages, and enough supplies to treat the entire neighborhood for a year. At the very bottom of the crate, she found a small, gilded envelope. Inside was a letter from a man she had treated many years ago, when he was just a penniless orphan. He had become a successful merchant in a distant land and had never forgotten her kindness. "This is not from me," the note read, "but a gift from Allah, sent through my hands to yours." Zainab looked out of her window and saw that the dusty street seemed to sparkle. Her clinic was no longer just a building, it was a sanctuary. She realized that when you give everything you have to the world, the creator of the world finds a way to give it all back, in ways more beautiful than any dream.